Ah. Bienvenue, bonjour. Oh, sorry, I wanted to check if I had the right chat. I had a weird glitch before starting. So I just wrote that. Woo! Hello, Ian. How are you? I want to continue. We were here, right? Right. Yeah, that's the latest save I have. Oh yeah, more happy stuff. Yay! Her weird cryptic past. We all love it. Hmm. Is the music too loud? Or is it okay? Can you hear me properly? All these games have different volumes. Seems good? Okay. You waited, but the children didn't come, did they? They promised they'd be back today. We even crossed pinkies. Promises are futile, dearest heart. But I've told you before, and I'll tell you again. People are selfish creatures. They will always put their own well-being before others. No one does anything selflessly. To put your trust in someone is weakness, Lucette. Even those that make promises will only keep them if it benefits them. And you, my sweet, were obviously not beneficial to those children. So, they didn't like playing with me? No, they did not. Come here, darling. You do not need those other children. The two of us can play together, as we always do. I can always trust you, Mother? Of course, my love. What a messed up woman! Woman! My head feels soggy. Foggy, not soggy. Yes, with a good start, my head feels soggy. It's a piece of bread. I just dipped it in the sauce and now it's soggy. Oh gosh, okay, that was awesome. I'm sorry. Oops, I forgot to do this. Okay. I'll start over. My head feels foggy. Maybe it was because it took me forever to fall asleep yesterday. And then, to make things worse, I ended up having that dream. Mother, you are the only one I can trust, right? That's the problem. She thinks that. She's the least trusty person she knows. I slowly slide out of my bed and make my way over to my dresser. The little bag is still where I left it last night. I don't remember what the bag is. Oh, yeah! I open it up and let the little white chocolate lily fall into my hand. Ooh. Is he really trying to help me? I remember his face yesterday and his bright smile as he presented this to me. I slowly run my fingers across the delicate white petals. He couldn't have known lilies were my favorite flower. There is no reason to be sentimental about something like this. It's just silly. I am about to put the flower back in the bag, but I stop, eyeing it once more. Slowly, I bring it to my lips and bite off a small petal. It is actually pretty good. I stuff the little flower back into the bag and make my way downstairs. The margin is not busy this early in the morning, but everyone is starting on their chores. At least I assume as much when I see a niece and then Waltz, who's helping her stack things. Then I hear rising voices and realize that not all is calm. Uh-oh! What is happening? Hello, Squid Pie! What kind of voice did I give this guy again? I remember who he is, I just don't remember what he sounded like. I know he was a stupid guy, so probably he had a stupid guy voice. That's an awesome description. Oh. Hello, Sonia. I'm doing good. How are you?
At least I don't have to pretend to be something I'm not. You say you're not pretending when you go around flirting with all the female patrons day in and day out? You cannot seriously mean all of the drivel you spout.
Uh-oh. Karma and Rumpel stand on opposite sides of a table, staring each other down. A teacup filled with what looks to be cool tea sits close to Karma, abandoned.
Flirting with a lady is not a crime! One day your flirting is going to get you into even more trouble than it already has. I've never had a lady said I mistreated her, not once.
Oh? I'm sure many could attest to being more than slightly annoyed. Pretty tired because I've been dealing with our under online circus. Long story short, I get tagged in a post telling me to delete some of my community posts, all because I was telling the truth. Well, I mean, I don't know what exactly posts they were talking about, but sometimes you don't need to tell the truth. Not all truth is worth being told. What I mean is, in some cases, for example, uh, it's like pouring oil on fire. It's just going to make things worse, right? I mean, I know you stand by what you said, and that's okay. But if it's going to just cause you unnecessary trouble, you can just think it in your head and not necessarily leave it there. If that can help you. See what I mean? Sometimes it is. Eh. Oh boy.
You're only jealous that I can speak to ladies without this disguise, aren't you?
Oh my goodness. Can you guys stop? Please. Please. You don't need to fight. Karma slams his hand down the table, shaking it. The tavern grows quiet. Waltz looks over, his eyebrows furrowed with worry. Oh no. I feel very bad because my online father is involved, but I've been doing hard not to respond to those harassers because honestly, it's not worth it. No, it's not. If it's still about all that, I would think that maybe removing the posts would be like another step towards ignoring. Just like, I don't know what the posts were, but if it was some of those times when you replied and when you shouldn't have, removing them is like, I'm stepping out of this conflict. I don't want to have anything to do with this anymore. Hmm. If you so much as wait. I'm not sure I understand this sentence. Okay.
If you do so much as make one more comment about my curse, then stop making comments about how I speak.
The two continue to glare at each other. It almost looks as if Karma might circle the table and slap him, but the fight freezes as Hurian strides up to the two men.
It's too early for the two of you to already be at each other's throats. But he started it!
Okay, stop. It's not the question of who started what. Just be the bigger person and stop this. Sometimes it's better to do nothing rather than do something. Yeah. She's basically threatening him. Yeah. Well, this is a guy too. They're both guys. This person is a girl. They're both guys.
All I did was make a comment. He was the one that picked a fight.
They fight like little siblings.
There you go again, twisting words.
You're both going completely over the top right now. Stop. They're both guys. Yes, they are. It's linked to their curse. This person has to dress like a woman. Long story. Carl looks like he has a dress on. Yeah. He does. But he's a man, but cares to look like a woman right now, I think. It's complicated. There wasn't much details about that. Hurian stomps on the ground. The two men once again turn to look at her. It's my job to break up unnecessary fights, and I will do it. If you two must continue fighting, go do it somewhere else, like the forest, where you can't disturb anyone. Both men turn away from each other, obviously agitated. Rumpel's expression is cloudy as he makes his way over to the bar to begin helping set the tables. Julian notices me watching. She waves at me with a terse smile on her face. Sorry you had to wake up to that, princess. Oh, hello, Italian! Dog's pushing the wall. Oh, he's so cute. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by how cute Chibi is. I can't help it. He's so cute. Yeah. I shrug as I make my way over to Mr. Broom. What the squid pie said? It is like waking up to two children arguing. Agreed wholeheartedly. Hunian sighs before looking at me thoughtfully. I mean, he's so cute. Maybe you can have a word with Rumpel later. I have no idea how their argument even started, but maybe you can get to the bottom of it. To the bottom of it. Blah, 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 blah. I will make sense of my words. Someday. I am not a babysitter. But I heard the two of you are partners. Ugh. Anyway, hopefully this doesn't happen again. I can't speak. That's so bad. I'm sorry. Good luck with your work today, princess. I don't know what the heck is happening. My tongue is like twisting in my mouth on its own. Just like blah, 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 blah. I can't. I'm lucky you guys are patient with me. This is so bad. Okay. Hunyan walks off. Vigilant as always, I notice Garland looking at her from the bar, a slight frown on his face. I start working around the tavern, starting first with the cleaning and then with the stacking. Delora makes snide remarks about my slowness as I work, and I try my best to ignore her while occasionally throwing her insults back at her. Oh, jeez. Speech is really hard. Yeah. I'm trying not to take too long, so I'm trying to read out loud without reading the whole thing before I read. Like reading in my head before I read out loud to go faster. But that makes me like not know what the heck I'm reading. Eh. It is as if she has nothing better to do. Mm. The door to the tavern opens, and Pafe steps inside with a bright smile. She looks more energetic than usual. I wonder if it is because of Rumple's medicine suggestions. Maybe I'm tired. I don't know. Maybe your tongue is tired. Did you eat a lot of ice cream today? No, I did not. What did I eat? I ate um, a bit of mashed potatoes and a couple of vegetables and some beef with sauce. That's what I ate today. I did not have breakfast. I woke up too late. So that was my dinner. I ate that. Uh, Later, I managed to catch Rumpel when the two of us are both on break. He looks pleased to see me until I mention karma. The lunch? I never eat lunch. Usually I have breakfast and dinner. But yeah, today I woke up too late, so I skipped the breakfast. But it's fine, don't worry. If I'm hungry later, I'm going to eat something else. Real especially the vegetables. The vegetables was really nice. I had some like green beans and broccoli. I was happy. I liked those both very much. Mm. Why were the two of you fighting earlier? What the heck, dude?
What is that date is that the princess talks about another man to my face?
Just answer me.
I was getting ready for the events of today, as always, speaking to the lovely woman who filter in and out of this place. When the beast appeared behind me.
Even his insults are dramatic.
Your flirting is distracting me, he proclaimed.
Well, your flirting is annoying.
But all I'm doing is complimenting women. I'm not impeding anyone's work. I thought that the only reason he was calling me out on such a thing was because he was actually jealous. You should have seen his scowl.
And here we go.
So I politely told him to mind his business. But he was relentless, and when he continued to insult my demeanor, well, I had to say something back. But I wasn't the one who's to start the fight.
I'm sorry. Broccoli's best vegetable in my opinion. Really? I thought I was the only one who thought that broccoli was the best. I eat broccoli almost every time I eat vegetable. I'm like, broccoli, yay! Everyone is hating on broccoli all the time. It's delicious. Are you okay? I am. It's just their fight is so dumb. Their fight is so dumb. I don't know what did like. How just I know it's hard to take people's comments when they are not positive. Especially when you're the type of person who clearly cares a lot about this sort of things. Like Rumpel. Rumpel gives lots of compliments because words and the way you use them is very important to him. So, when Karma made negative comments about him, he really took it very, very personally, and it's hard not to do that. I understand. And I understand the way you reacted too, because obviously if you're hurt, if you feel attacked, you want to protect yourself and you want to not listen. You close yourself off and you put off a wall and you just reject everything the other person says. But you need to take a step back and try to understand where the other person is coming from, if you can. Because that doesn't mean that Karma hates you or think only bad things about you, but just he doesn't like that one thing you do. And maybe you can try talk to him and explain to him how you feel and why you do the things you do. And maybe you won't like it more, but maybe you'll understand better and maybe you will feel different. And maybe you need to understand the way he feels to change a bit and make him feel better. So you can both live better together. It's hard to do, but you need to try. Rumpel is designed so well. Yeah, I agree. Broccoli the best, yes. Let's all agree that broccoli is the best. You understand Rumpel so well because I spent lots of time with him at this point. He said it many times. The way you talk to people is important. You have to give compliments so people know that they are appreciated. So obviously that means that's how he feels too. So if somebody else makes a comment about him that is bad, he's going to take it very, very seriously. It's going to destroy him. I swear they both really do sound like children. No doubt Karma would be blaming Rumble.
Princess, you don't really think I'm so confrontational, do you?
Oh dear, here we go. I think Karma is far more confrontational than Rumple, but it does not help that Rumple always snaps back at him. The two of you are both at fault.
But Princess!
In the end, you are still having a childish argument. Oh my goodness! You sound so tired, so damn. I'm trying. I think that Rumpel might try to protest again, and I am surprised when he shrugs his shoulder and sighs. Think my dog got jump scared. So cute.
Yes, it was childish. Because that man is a child!
Oh no. I think that too, that you have to tell others, to let others know that you appreciate them. Yes, yes, I agree with that. It's very important to let people know how you feel about them, especially when you like them. I think what Karma dislikes about the way Rumpel goes about it is that it really feels like he is flirting with every single woman he sees. And that's kind of nasty behavior in a way. So what a thing that Rumpel could do would be, first of all, compliment everyone, not just women, and not make it so flirty. That would be a good balance. I I I think that would make sense. Because personally, when I meet a guy that just acts flirty with every woman he meets, I don't know. I feel very uncomfortable personally. I I feel like he is dishonest usually because it's kind of like when I say to me it feels like a red flag, and when a guy says he does not have a type, and I'm sure this is absolutely possible, but to me that doesn't sound right. Like, you have to like certain things more than others. It's okay that you can be open to anything, but if you say you just like everything, that doesn't feel. I have a hard time understanding that. Like, there has to be some personality traits you prefer. There has to be some things you like more. Right? To me, that makes sense. There has to be some things you prefer. So you can't just compliment all the things. You can't just flirt with everyone you see. That doesn't make sense. There has to be some people you like more. I would not flirt back with a man that flirts with every lady he sees, because I wouldn't feel like he likes me specifically. I would just feel like he wants to date whichever woman he meets because he doesn't care. Because he just wants a girlfriend. He doesn't care who she is. So he doesn't like me. He just likes that type of woman. So that doesn't make me feel liked at all. That doesn't make me feel special or interesting or anything. And since Karma is forced to be a woman here, Karma probably had to deal with that sort of thing and realize that it's hurtful sometimes. Like, he wants it to be nice, but that can make you feel like you are just like not special at all, right? So it's complicated because Rumble wants it as a nice thing, and Karma perceives it as a sneaky kind of bad thing. And both that makes sense. Both their point of view makes sense. And neither of them is exactly wrong, but neither of them is exactly right. It's the same opinion I have when someone says that you listen to every music. Yeah, when someone says that, you kind of know that they have to prefer some things over others. At least that's what I would think. You can't just listen to everything. I have a hard time visualizing in my head someone listening to pop music and classical and rap and death metal and everything all at once and be like, yeah, this is all good. I love this. Like, okay, but is there really nothing you prefer over anything else? Seriously? You listen to all music? And you just love all of it? You listen to children's music? You listen to lullabies? do you love Christmas music too? You just listen to everything and you enjoy it? No, you have to have some things you like more than others. I think usually when people say the sort of things like I don't have a type or I listen to every type of music, they really mean they like a lot of things. Like they don't have one specific thing that is the only thing they like. They like a lot of different types of music. They love variety. They love a lot of different types of people. They like a lot of different types of personalities, a lot of different types of looks. They're not too difficult. But if you're if you see it differently, you feel like this person doesn't make sense because I have very specific tastes, and I know you couldn't make me force me to something I'm not in and I'm not into. I would be like, no, that's not right. I like more than one thing too, but I know that there are things I really dislike, and I would admit it. That makes sense. I'm kind of lost in what I'm saying, but I think you understand. You have to prefer things over others. This is the way things are. Yeah, it's okay to have different likes and dislikes. Exactly. It's fine. There are just some people who have a lot of variety in their tastes. Yes, I understand that. It's possible. I see it. I understand. You can like a large variety of things, but there are still things you dislike, and there are still things you like more than others in the things that you like. You cannot just like everything. This is too much. It's also okay to respect when someone likes or dislikes something you do or don't. Yeah, it makes things even better. Like, when, let's say, when my friends and I want to, I don't know, let's say we wanted to all buy a little charm. We all wanted to buy the same little charm. Okay? Because we want to have a kit together. Because we're friends. Something like that. Let's pretend that. And each of us take like our favorite colors of the charm. We all have a bit of a different one, but we all have the same because it's the same. But it's all different because it's different color. We all have our color. That's much cooler than if we all had exactly the same. Like if we all liked, I don't know, blue. If we all liked blue, we all like the blue one. We'd all have the blue one, and that would be lame because we'd all have exactly the same one. That would be lame. I don't like that. We all just get a different color. Now it's cooler. Hello! We've been talking about random stuff for a while. I rolled my eyes. It's pretty much a reaction I had to when you said this one is a child. Yeah. But you don't like blue. Yeah, but that's the most popular color, so that's why I picked blue as an example. I remember when I was in elementary school, everyone said that their favorite color was blue. The teachers, the students, everyone said that their favorite color was blue. And then they asked me and was like, that's not blue. And everyone was looking at me like if I was an alien. How dare you not like blue? I just don't like blue. It's not my fault. Hello! Oh no, the glasses.
Ah, your irritated scowl chills my heart, princess. I feel a tinge of excitement.
Please. I am leaving now. There is really no point in having this conversation. It is a problem between Karma and Rumple. They aren't children. They can figure this out on their own. This guy. Remember that you don't like it, and yeah, not my fab either. Oh my goodness, two people who don't like blue as their favorite color. Yeah, let's go. Now it's more black though. Everyone loves black.
Oh, princess of my heart. Why must you depart so early?
Morning. Morning to you. I ignore Rumple and leave him standing where he is as I return to my shift a little early. Help Rumple reminds me of Rook. Is this what you say? Rook, who's like no over exaggerating poet. What does that mean? I'm sorry, I'm sure it's funny. Help, I can't spell. Wait, did you mean over exaggerating? Honestly, I would much rather focus on work than Rumple. He can be just as starring, if not more. Though, after what happened last night, I do not think he is as terrible as I thought. Yeah, well, good thing I understood. Yeah, he's a bit more dramatic. It was great. The days go on, and Rumple and I speak only briefly during our breaks. Every day I eat another piece of the lily until only one is remaining. For those who got there recently, the lily is not an actual lily, it's a chocolate. It's a white chocolate shaped like a lily. One afternoon, just before my break, Rumple approaches me with a mysterious smile on his face. Hello, Skybreath!
My lovely princess, how are you today?
What do you want?
Your cold shoulder is enticing. Stop it,
You're creepy. I have one more table to serve. Do not bother me.
But princess, I've decided I know exactly how to teach you to be good.
That sounds so weird with no context. How am I? I'm doing nice. Thank you. How are you? All of your other lessons have been useless so far.
Please, just trust me.
To put my trust in someone is weakness. I have no words. Alright.
I'm going to teach you how to flirt.
What?
The first step to flirting is eye contact, princess.
Wait, but why are you... Rumple points at my customer, a young man sitting right beside the window.
The second is to smile. Smile, princess, because I'm sure you look even more stunning when you do. Then you start a conversation with him. Body language is important. There are certain signals that key men into the fact that a woman is interested in them.
I don't have a clue what he's talking about. Doing alright, cool and windy day, another art day. Cool, it's an art day! I mean, cold weather is inspiring, I think. I like the way Rumple is next to you, gonna greet you like that. Hello, Princess Bubble. How are you today? I'm going to be confused. I love this guy though, he's so dumb. You must all greet me like that now. Hello, Princess Bubble. How are you today? And add a little dramatic emoticon with it. Emoji like, oh.
I think playing with your hair is one. A gentle tap on the shoulder is another.
I should have expected Rumple to spout this sort of nonsense. I'm joking, by the way. You don't have to treat me like that. It would be weird. So funny. Dramatic emoji. Oh yeah. Princess, the customer's been waiting for a while now. Is something wrong? I noticed the customer looking at me expectantly. He's just some man, a usual customer that I actually see often. Okay.
Oh, and princess, don't forget the compliments. Make them as delicate and illustrative as you can.
Yeah, sure, okay. I move away from Rumple before he can muddle my thoughts any further. Already, my feet feel like lead. Oh no, is she going to do it for real? I find myself staring at the man for far too long. The way he stares back at me, his expression, so unreadable, suddenly makes me feel more uncomfortable. Oh no! Do I really have to do what Rumble says? I step in front of the man and set down his tray. My eyes still on his. I do not have to follow Rumple's advice, but for some reason, my lips quirk. The smile on my lips, though, lasts all of a half second. Poor Rumple.
Are you okay?
Oh no! Attempts to flirt? Oh no! Uh, I can feel Rumple smiling at my back. If there were anyone else but him, I would think it was some kind of prank. Nobody understands him. He's such a weirdo. But considering this is the way Rumple acts all the time, maybe he's really trying to help me. Decisions. Yeah, I'm not sure I took the right one. That was a very strange decision. I tried to recall how he flirted with his customers before. I could not help but notice you were alone, sir.
I'm always alone.
My heart is thumping far too loud in my chest. What kind of things does Rumple usually say? Ugh. I'm going to pass away. Okay.
Madam, you're the most beautiful thief I ever met, for it is you who has stolen my heart and stolen my gaze. Your eyes are more captivating than the stars, my sweet. If I could, I would stare into them forever and lose myself in their majesty. You remind me of a rose with thorns, but the thorns are what makes the rose so alluring.
All he does is spout complimentary gibberish. I will try to do the same. How is it that you would always be alone when you have such lovely eyes? The customer stares at me, baffled. I force myself to continue. Your eyes remind me of the leaves in fall as they flutter beneath the bright gaze of the sun, and I stop. The words, nothing more than a shallow lie, make me feel strangely hollow. The man is just staring at me, but he looks uncomfortable. Still, I do not think he is anywhere near as uncomfortable as I am.
Ma'am?
Uh, Perhaps you would. My voice turns off. I bite my lip. So hard I can taste something metallic. Oh my goodness! The man's expression is a mixture of awe and perplexity. I immediately turn away from him and walk off. Oh my goodness. Are you by any chance maidenless, my good sir? Where do you think you are, Elden Ring? Oh gosh. These episodes are so funny. My whole face is hot, and I can feel anger boiling deep down inside of me.
Oh, princess.
Apparently you liked that. Jeez. Leave me alone. Princess, we're not done. I do not care. I ignore everyone's gazes as I make my way as quickly as possible as I possibly can up the stairs and to my room. I don't want to be seen ever again. There, I collapsed on my bed and lay there with my arms outstretched. Why would I have... Why would I ever even thought of taking Rumple's advice? Hours go by, and eventually I realize that it is time to help Anise with the night chores. Now I am helping her restock some of the bottles that Walt and Karma brought back from town. I hope Anise does not mention what happened earlier today. I slip out of bed and head down to the main area of the tavern. The room is mostly quiet by the time I go downstairs. Parfait and Elora are talking to each other at the table. Karma passes by passes me by as I walk downstairs. He looks exhausted and oddly frustrated. What happened again? Oh. I need to stop playing with my hair. Whoops, I clicked. I make my way over to Anise, who is already putting bottles on the shelves. Good. Oh, Princess, are you okay now? You said just have to practice flirting. And then we're just fine as natural as rumple. Oh no, she doesn't have to be like that. My goodness. Oof. Flirting is not for everyone. I am fine. Now, what did you need me to do? Anise explains how restocking works. She shows me the labels on the shelves and explains that the empty spots are where the new bottles go. It is not a hard job, and one I can easily do without thinking too hard. For a while, the only sounds that can be heard in the margin are the bottles clinking against each other. Underneath that is the murmuring between Parfait and Elora. I have no idea what they're talking about, but they look serious, so it must be something important. That guy thinks he's Shakespeare. Yeah, he does. So, Princess, can I ask what life was like at the palace? Right. She cannot remember working the palace before. I don't mean to pry, I was just trying to make conversation. I would rather not. Oh, okay. Eventually, Parfait and Delora stand from their seats and move to another room to continue their conversation. Anise breaks the silence again. Mm, the tavern is nice when it's quiet like this, isn't it? You can hear the sounds outside if you open a window. My hands move stiffly, placing bottles on shelves by label. All I want to do is get the work done and then return to my room. It was like this at the old place that I used to work. I was hired by a rich family to be their maid. Their mansion was a beautiful place. You could hear the crickets if you were by the windows on the bottom floor. It seems like her memory has been twisted by my curse, so she cannot remember working at the palace. All she remembers is working for a rich family. It was a nice place, Princess. There was a girl close to my age that had a radiant smile. Radiant smile. She must be talking about Elaine. the head of the mansion is a really kind man, and she grows suddenly quiet, a look of confusion coming to her face. She pauses and then shakes her head. I can't seem to remember everyone that was there, but I'm pretty sure they were all good people. At least, I like to think so. I was just a bad maid. She was. Because of her, Delora's dress was torn. I. I was too ashamed to tell one of the mistresses that I couldn't save her doll. Save her doll? Anis looks down, her smile wistful. I was fired on my first day because I couldn't save one of the mistress's dolls. I I was the one cleaning her shelves that day, and when I went in, I saw a crow had coming through the open window, and was pecking at one of her dolls. I shooed it away, but it was too late. The doll had a little rip in its dress, and I was fired for not doing my job properly. Ugh. So it wasn't Anise who ripped Delora's dress, but a bird? Is this why Delora insisted Anise deserves an apology? What happened after you were fired? Lady Parfait found me on the streets. I couldn't go back to my aunt's house, not after what happened. She never liked me anyway. Anise's face clouds briefly with sorrow, but the expression is short-lived. I can never forget the day I met Lady Parfait. I told her I would be able to help her and anyone else that got sick. That I can even do all the cooking since I've been making meals for my father since I was a young girl. I begged her to take me in and she did. I owe Lady Parfait a lot. Why didn't you go back to your father after you were fired? My father passed away a while ago. My mother died giving birth to me. My father was an herbalist, and he taught me a lot while he was still with me. So before Rumpel came in, I helped Lady Parfait with herbal remedies. Have I been hydrating properly? Oh no! I haven't drank in a couple of hours, I would say. But we should care about Niece here. She's going through a lot, as you can see. Look. I want to hug her. She's so sweet all the time. So you have no one. That's what I thought, but now I have everyone here. The mansion is my family now. Family. Princess, We're all happy to have you here too. You really help out around Martin, and I can tell Rumpel's happy to have you as a partner. The memory of what happened today slowly seeps back into my mind. I cannot help the irritation bubbling up inside of me. I know it's a little overwhelming, but I'm pretty sure Rumpel's really trying to help you. Just like he's helping Lady Parfait. It is not the same thing at all. The two of us continue working until Anis makes another wistful comment. The place I worked before this. It felt like there was warmth in that gigantic home, but it was stifled. That place isn't warm at all. I speak the words without even meaning to. Anis looks up at me curiously. The king suddenly started speaking to me when mother died, but it was never enough. Before that, he was cold and distant, and even now he favors his new wife and children over me. There were people, but they all were fake smiles, and my father, he was the worst of all. I may as well have never existed to him. Princess, I'm sorry. For what? You're talking about the palace, right? The king always seemed so nice. He put his kingdom before his children. Anis fidgets nervously. I'm sorry. Apologies are not going to change the past. Sometimes apologizing seems like all we can do when we can't change something that's already happened. I think about Denise, who tried to save my doll, and the way I found her that day. Rumpel told me once that all I had to do was listen to people to sympathize with them. Could that also be true for finding out the truth? All I can do to make up for what I did to her is obviously apologize. Jeez, what the heck? I am sorry. Anis looks at me, clearly shocked. She stares for a few seconds before I scowl at her. Staring is rude. Oh, I was just... Why are you apologizing to me, princess? It is for something I did that you wouldn't remember. That I wouldn't remember? You should tell me. I promise I wouldn't hold it against you. It is not important. Anis's eyes are suddenly downcast, and no matter the attempt, her smile isn't as bright as it once was. I quickly finish stacking the bottles on the shelves. I am done. Anis turns to look at me with an unusually tired expression on her face. Thank you for listening to me, princess. And for telling me a little bit about yourself, too. Yes, this one was an easy choice. I feel like I might have said too much. I do not respond to Anis, but instead choose to head out the front door. Anis asks where I'm going, but I just ignore her. I think about heading to town, but then reconsider. I decide to head to the forest instead. I make my way to the forest clearing. In the dark, everything feels a lot more comfortable. Here, I do not have to pretend to listen to anyone, and I do not have to talk about myself. I settle down on a rock and stare up at the sky. I apologized, but Anise did not even understand my apology. And even now, I still cannot bring myself to trust those at the margin. I sigh and find myself speaking aloud. Maybe I am the Ice Princess. Oh my goodness, why are you here? Ah! I'm sorry.
Ah, but have you seen the beautiful sculptures that can be made from ice, princess?
Uh, I turn to see Rumpel walking towards me, a broad grin on his face.
Ice always sparkles in the sun. It glistens and stands so proudly where it's been sculpted.
I stare at Rumpel blankly. He sighs and shakes his head.
I'm sorry, that one was particularly bad, wasn't it?
He sits down beside me, and his grin falters a little bit. What is happening?
I have no white lilies to give you this time, my sweet princess. But I will offer anything else you would need from me to apologize for my advice earlier today.
Oh, you realize I hated it? Rumpel followed. I think maybe he was just walking there and found me talking to myself. I don't think he just followed me here. That would be just too weird even for him. I'm so confused. What happened? Why are you confused? The entire game is kind of bizarre. Ew! What?
I can offer anything, my words, my body.
I cut Rumpel off as I am not in the mood for his usual behavior. You are always like this. All you ever do is flirt. Any meaningful thing you try to say is lost in the flattery you constantly give to people. It is shallow.
You're right.
What? He admitted it? Shut your trap. What is Rumble talking about? Let's see. Let's listen. It's important to listen. What? I stare at him. Rumple is still smiling, but it is not the same confident grin he wore earlier.
Somewhere deep in my memories, I remember someone telling me off just like this. Many people enjoy flattery, princess, and a lot of people are receptive to flirting. But nothing can measure up to a genuine compliment. But I stand by what I said before, in that making a person happy is a good deed.
Making the didn't come out of my mouth for some reason. Just hmm.
Look, I'll show you.
Rumple shifts so that he's looking right at me, and I notice that his smile is gone.
Lucette, of all the women I've met, you're the most straightforward and honest. Many do not have the courage or the confidence to exhibit those qualities. And that's why I admire you, and why I will always take your words to heart, because I know you will always speak the truth.
I look into Rumple's eyes, which still have a gentle shimmer despite the darkness. For a few moments, his words float around my head. No one has ever called my bluntness honesty before, and no one has ever complimented me for it. Rumple told me before that I deserve to be spoiled. Maybe it's because he sees the things I do in a more positive light.
My, you're stretched speechless by that, aren't you? You look cute with your cheeks so rosy, my sweet princess. Ugh.
I glare at him and Rumple just laughs in response. I put a hand to my cheek, suddenly self conscious. Rumple smiles at me, but it is not the usual playful smile. Right now, he almost looks serious. Did he mean what he just said? Ah. Usually I'm always mean to him. That's the thing he likes for some reason. Let me be mean again. Tell him off. Why did you have to be so dramatic when you gave me that compliment?
I was dramatic?
I cross my arms and Rumple grins at me.
I can't help it, princess. I am dramatic by nature. A compliment is, in some ways, a performance.
Oh, okay. So you do not mean what you said.
Uh, no, I did. I swear I did. I was trying to show you how making a person happy could be a good deed. Complimenting a person on appearances is easier than complimenting them on their demeanor. You have to know a person for that.
Ugh, he did like that.
I meant what I said, princess. And I swear that wasn't just me trying to weave spectacular words together. Earlier, I bet you made Anise happy too.
You were spying on our conversation?
I would never. I just happened to be making my way down the stairs very slowly.
Aha. Rumple likes tsunderes. Yeah, that would feel like that. Like, what is wrong with you? You don't even know what I was apologizing for.
No, but you thought you had to after you listened to her, didn't you?
I listen far more than you do.
Princess, you've shattered my heart so many times there are permanent cracks. But do not worry, the cracks in my heart allows even more of you to make your way into it.
You just said it! He's into tsunderes! That was the dramatic way to say it. Help, he called himself out.
He's a real poet. Yes, he is. Alright. Rumpel awkwardly laughs when I remain silent. Anyway, there are different kinds of listening, Princess. Listening to sympathize is one kind. Trying to put yourself in someone's shoes, trying to understand them. That is one of those ways. Then there's the kind of listening that is shallow. One pretends to listen without ever letting the words into their heart. Words are fickle things. Mother always told me that people lie and that they wouldn't say whatever benefited them. It is foolish to trust words. What if Anise had been lying to me? Why would I put so much blind faith in people? Because more often than not, people are good, Princess. I let out an exasperated sigh. Sometimes I cannot tell if I am angry or confused by Rumple. Ah, what a beautiful sound! It was as if the sweet wind itself was gently tickling my ear. Jeez, dude. I slide away from him and scowl. Your scowl is adorable too. And you have such delicate lips. Okay, no comments on my lips, please. Right. I'm still convinced that this earlier compliment was just a lie. How can he say something genuine and then slide right back into his pitiful flattery? Because that's the way he is. For a moment, silence falls, and I find to my surprise that it is not awkward being alone with Rumple. He just says awkward things, but it's fine. Will you accept my apology for earlier? I promise I'll never try to get you to flirt with anyone ever again. Besides, if you flirted with another man and then grew fond of him, I would be devastated. That would never happen. You didn't let me finish. I was going to say that I would be devastated because that would mean that your heart belongs to someone else and... My heart belongs to no one. I will steal it, like a thief in the night. That will also never happen. If not that, then I'll settle with making you smile at least once, because I'm sure you would shine as brightly as the sun if you smiled. You are unreasonably persistent. Love is a persistent endeavor, princess. I can't speak. A man in love stops at nothing to win over the woman that he so adores. Then he must be in love with many women. Hell, bro, Rumble has me laughing so hard right now it hurts. Oh, be careful! Don't laugh too hard! He's very funny though, I know. Take deep breaths. I hurt his feelings, thinking he loves all the women. I stand up. I would appreciate you just complimenting me when you mean it. But princess, I mean every one of my compliments. So many bubble laughs today. Yeah, because this game is funny. Funny games makes me laugh. They make me laugh. I
I have no energy to chastise him right now, but at least I no longer have that anger inside from earlier. It's been a long day, and I am going to bed. What are you saying?
Would you like company? Go away! I didn't mean.
Good night, Rumpel.
Good night, Princess Lucette.
I make my way back to the tavern, feeling surprisingly light. Feelingly. Welp. Still, even Rumpel's words might make me happier than I care to admit. He's not doing a very good job at helping me with my curse. I might have to do this on my own after all. Chapter 5: The Doctor.
What a brilliant day! Oh my goodness. The sun is shining, the town is full of laughter, and I have my sweet princess here to accompany me.
I cannot help but groan at Rumpel's optimism. Because we're both sent out to run errands. I don't know what to feel right here.
Because everyone thinks we make a wonderful couple.
No, because we're partners.
Partners, a couple, it may as well be the same thing.
Oh my goodness. Half of the time Rumpel says some deep things, but then he says things like that. It is like he has two personalities. No, it's not the same thing at all. I take out the list and scour it for the things we need to buy. More than half of it is already crossed out. The way Rumpel blushes. Yes! I know, right? It's like he's melting on the inside, like, bruh, keep it together. I glance at the bags Rumpel is carrying. He refuses to let me carry any of them, insisting that it would be impolite to force the load on me. That leaves me with list duty. This is a lot more laid back than what I have to do at the margin. Okay, now I have the general medicine restock for a niece.
My area of expertise. Never fear, my sweet princess. I will find everything we need.
We already have a list. But Rumpel just hums enthusiastically as we continue on our way, and I am not entirely sure if he heard me or not. We arrive at the little medicine shop in the central plaza. A man exits through the front door, coughing so loudly people turn their head to stare at him. I wait for the man to pass so that I can open the door to the store, but then I notice that Rumble hasn't budged beside me at all. His eyes do a quick scan of the man before he slowly begins to walk towards him.
Sir, are you sick? What's it to you? Even if I was sick, lad, there's nothing I can do if I don't have any money. Besides, it's not like this will kill me. It's just a cough. How long have you had your cough, sir? It seems like such a minor thing, but Rumble suddenly looks so serious about it. He looks at the man with his eyes slightly narrowed, as if trying to see past him. It's been with me for more than 3 days. Cuffs are pesky things, aren't they? They're usually the last thing to go, but at least you're not deadly most of the time. Even if you can't buy the medicines, sir, there are other at-home remedies that might help with your cough. Boy, I've already tried warm tea. My wife's given me enough of that. Water is good for your throat too, sir. Any kind of steam works too. If the cough is riddled with mucus, it'll be easier to expel with steam. When you can't afford medicine, sometimes the simple things will help, and coughs stay for a while, so don't fret if you can't get rid of yours immediately. Well, I appreciate the advice. Not exactly what the doctor would tell me, but it'll have to do. Red worm tea? Mmm, delicious worms and tea. Hey! Welp. I know I don't like tea, but I wouldn't call it like that. Worm tea? Yeah. Misreading. It's the kind of thing I do all the time. This one is funny. Hmm. The man thanks Rumpel before walking off. I notice Rumpel looking down at the ground. A rather forlorn, I don't know what this word is, expression on his face. Is what he said true? About what, princess? About doctors not giving advice about at-home remedies. Most of doctors don't believe in such things. They always think that medicines work better than at-home or herbal remedies. Medicines do help, but sometimes they aren't necessary. Yet you just gave him advice. Not everyone can afford medicine. Being a doctor means helping people, not taking advantage of their sickness to steal their money. Money was never a problem at the palace. Whenever I was sick, the palace staff made sure I had the best and most effective medicines. Do you remember what you were like as a doctor? I I wanted to help everyone that showed up at my doorstep. Sometimes I couldn't, and it frustrated me. I prescribed medicines when necessary, gave advice other times, and when things were dire, I performed small operations. He does seem a lot more serious when he's talking about help. Rumpel was silent for a few moments before his eyes light up once again. Anyway, shall we go stock up on our medicine? I thought you said medicine wasn't always helpful. Because it's not. But I also know that Anise uses mostly herbs and that she tries to handle things without too much medication. She's quite capable.
We entered the shop, and in no time at all, Rumpel spots the items on our list. We use up the rest of our money to buy the medicines and remedies that we need, and then we begin to head back to the tavern. On the way there, Rumpel strikes up a conversation again.
So, Princess, have you given any thought to what I said before?
About what?
You've already forgotten about making people happy!
What? What the heck is he saying? Ah! Ah!
You know, you could make me happy right here and now by giving me a kiss on the cheek.
I stare blankly at him before walking away. No, thank you.
And alas, my hopes are dashed again.
When we are at the outskirts of town, I pause and turn around. It is as if I can feel eyes at my back. But I do not see anyone openly staring at me. Is someone watching me? Suddenly, I feel warmth in my hand, then fingers interlaced through mine. Rumpel pulls me a little closer, his expression oddly gentle. What? Just a little peck flick. I don't think she's the type of person to do that. Hell, Rumple is too goofy. I know. If it wasn't so, I would like him very much. Oh, so what in the world? What the heck was that coincidence that he's a doctor? I didn't know when I picked this guy. I feel like can have the games where you can pick someone. When there's a doctor, I pick the doctor for some reason. What the heck is up with that? Why? Why? uh,
Don't worry, my sweet princess, you're safe with me.
uh. Suddenly, his face is a lot closer to mine, and I can see his features more closely. It is like the night in the forest, except his face is not marred by the same shadows. There is caution in his eyes, but it is not directed at me. I wasn't talking about Lisette. Who's supposed to kiss her?
Did you see someone following you?
No, I just thought I felt someone looking at me.
Better to stay together then.
We begin walking again. The two of us begin to head back to the margin. Rumpel has all the bags in one hand now. He hums a little bit as we walk. It is remarkably peaceful, so much so that I do not even mind him holding my hand. Wow! It suddenly feels a lot safer. Whoops! I am so lost in reverie that I do not even notice when we turn and go in the opposite direction. This is not the way back to the margin.
On the contrary, it's just a more scenic path. Don't you like the forest, princess? The shafts of light coming in through the canopies, the soft blades of grass that tickle your ankles. It is such a romantic place.
Oh my gosh! What am I supposed to do? Yeah, right. I need to be mean. I need to be tsundere about it. No matter what he says, this does not lead back to the margin. It is not a singy path, or a path at all. Stop walking. I instantly root myself in place, and even though Rumpel is far taller than me and far stronger, he stops after noticing that I am no longer walking.
Oh, princess, did you want to stop and admire the scenery?
Why are you taking me through here? I do not care about scenery, and I do not care about walking anywhere with you.
Ah, princess, your honesty really is a treasure. One day I will make it so you enjoy going places with me, not just holding my hand.
Uh, I quickly slide my hand out of his, my face feeling somewhat hot. Oh!
Ah, there's the sweet rosiness to your cheeks.
You never answered my question.
It's a detour. We're only going to be in here for a few minutes. If you thought you saw someone's eyes on you, it's better to divert their attention away from the margin. And before you say it's dangerous, yes, it is, but we're still not far enough away from town to worry about safety. And I believe I can protect you. Won't you compliment my cleverness, sweet princess?
He takes a step forward, bringing the short distance between us. And then suddenly his fingers are around my wrist again. Wait, they were holding hands and she didn't even notice? She did, but she just decided she didn't want to hold his hand any longer, I guess. But he does not lace his fingers through mine. Instead, he takes my hand in his, then pulls it up to his face. Before I realize it, my hand is on his cheek, his hand cupping my own. Well,
Princess, you can trust me. Always, I mean. I can sense that sometimes you trust me, sometimes you don't. But you don't need to be cautious around me. I shower you with compliments because I believe you deserve them. I tell you that I enjoy being around you because I do.
I should be focusing on his words, but all I can look at are his eyes.
What do I need to do for you to fully trust me?
Mother told me that people lie. So how can I trust that everything he says is the truth? Me too. You can only focus on his eyes.
Perhaps if I stopped throwing compliments at you.
You wouldn't be you without all the compliments. What am I saying? I always complain about these compliments. But the thought of a rumple without compliments is strange.
So you do enjoy my compliments, sweet princess?
No, I.
What? Words have deserted you? I understand. Being so close to me would have that effect on any woman.
Yeah, that's what it is. Jeez. No, when I say that I enjoy your streams. Ah. Something bright and angry flares up inside of me, something that I don't understand. I pull my hand away from him, a scowl on my face again. So many things are happening.
Was it my big mouth again, princess?
Probably, yes. You said something outrageous again. Come on, let us go back to the margin. Start walking ahead and Rumple rushes to catch up with me. I clench my fingers and let out a silent sigh. Rumple was being nice to me again, but I always reject his kindness. So many reactions all at once! Because it cannot be real. Days go by. I consider Rumple's advice, but I refuse to flirt with anyone again. He said he wouldn't force you to do it anymore. But I have no idea how to make anyone happy. Rumple told me that I cannot make anyone happy without knowing anything about them and listening to them like I did with Denise. But what reason do I have to listen to people? This is so frustrating. Days later, Rumple and I sit at the table waiting for our work orders. Rumple is on the verge of conversation when we suddenly hear Paffy speaking in the doorway. Rumple picks up on the words before I do and rushes over to the front door. He almost looked nervous. Who is at the front door? I excuse myself briefly, telling Anise that I will be back. I make my way over to the front door, and there I see three people in conversation. There is Rumple and Parfait and a very pale man. The pale man looks like death itself, like he might just keel over.
I can help him.
Rumple,
He needs help. He can stay in my room instead. I can even restock the medicines on my own if needs be. So please, let me help him.
there is a desperation in Rumple's eyes that I have never seen before. He looks at Parfait pleadingly, all the while holding the man by the shoulder to steady him. What is happening? Oh, Princess! This man heard about Rumple through one of the men at the tavern. He's sick and doesn't have a lot of money to pay for treatment. He came here seeking Rumple. He must have been able to find this place because he was cursed.
Does he even have the money to pay?
Rumple turns to me with a frown on his face. I've never seen him look at me so sternly.
Princess, you remember what I told you before?
He was insistent that the doctor's number one priority was to help their patient regardless of their monetary situation. Take him to your room then, Rumpel. I will have Niece assist you if she's willing.
No, does not need to worry herself.
I think she'd want to help you. The two cut their discussion short when the man starts coughing, a terrible hacking cough that paralyzes him. Rumpel steadies him, and then he begins to slowly move him towards his room. Don't worry, Princess, he'll be fine. What? I can see the worry on your face. Rumpel will be fine.
Ugh, why would I worry about Rumpel?
Because it's not like you to worry about someone you don't know at all. He looks so alarmed. I have never seen Rumpel like that before. It's not like him. Rumpels knows what he's doing. I'll have someone else assist you with serving today, so no worries. Buffett comes through on her promise. When I go back to the bar, both Anise and Rumpel are gone. Karma, or Miss Karma, is there instead, looking disgruntled.
Waltz would be better at this. Why do I have to help?
Because Waltz is busy doing his puppet shows and Rumpel is helping a sick man.
Oh, well, I guess there's nothing to do about this then, other than enjoy it.
He flips his hair and smiles brilliantly.
I will attract all of the customers today. Perhaps we should have a competition, Princess.
Compete with yourself. I am really not in the mood for karma right now.
Then I shall definitely compete with myself, because challenging yourself is important.
Karma picks up waiting tables fairly easily. I notice that he speaks very fondly to the girls. But they are not as receptive as they are with Rumpel. Oh, is that the problem? Is that the actual problem? He has no success with the ladies because it looks like ladies now? Lady? Many times he asks Karma where Rumpel is, and he seems agitated when he tells them that Rumpel is busy. They seem just as irritated. Once my break starts, I meet Karma at the bar. He looks depressed. I guess if you and Rumpel competed to woo girls, he would win. Ah!
Darling, if I were to shed my disguise right here now, I would be the clear victor. Since without this disguise, women would flock to me, it is rather uncomfortable to have every woman in NGL fall in love with you. You look like you're judging me, Princess.
Because I am.
If only you understood my plight.
Karma and Rumpel may speak similarly, but they are still so different. Karma is the type to complain, Rumpel never complains. He is overworking himself for someone else, just like he went out of his way to apologize to me many times. My heart sinks a little bit, as I think of him and Anise helping out the sick man. Rumpel did not even want Anise helping going out going up there, so he probably wouldn't want me up there either. Help, poor dude. Yeah, well, that's kind of sad. I want to help him. I think I'll go check on him. Check on Rumble? I hadn't realized I was speaking aloud. I look at Karma, who furrows his eyebrows at me slightly. I honestly don't know how you can stand him as a partner. Why do you dislike Rumple so much? A lot of things, princess, but that fight is between us and doesn't involve you. Then do not involve me. You have no need to comment on us being partners. Karma looks at me, wide-eyed and a little shocked. Then a sort of knowing comes into his eyes and he smiles, just a little bit. Yes, I think you should go visit him, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to get him off of your mind, would you? He laughs a little bit before picking up his tray and rushing off to continue his shift. I slowly make my way upstairs, my feet feeling heavy. For some reason, I feel like Karma was right. I make my way over to what I think is Rumpel's door. The door is slightly ajar and I hear hushed voices on the other side. Those voices definitely belong to Anise and Rumpel. I slowly push the door open and quietly step inside. Rumpel and Anise are standing over the man, who's covered in blankets and coughing. A series of bottles sit on the side and sit on the tables close by. I promise I can read. None of the herbal remedies are working. We need a medicine for this. I'm sorry, I don't have any more money to offer, Rumpel. Anise, please don't sound so sad. You've already tried helping as much as you possibly can. It's my fault for promising to buy medicine that we need. I glance at the table where a list is sitting. Beautiful cursive handwriting details everything that the patient needs. Everything is circled except for some medicine at the very bottom that has a star next to it. Is that Rumpel's handwriting? Suddenly, the two of them turn. They both look shocked to see me.
Princess, what are you doing here?
I came to see how you are doing.
Princess, I'm fine, but...
He glances down at the man on the bed and he sighs out a little bit. We've given him what we can, but the one medicine that we need is something we can't afford.
Even with the money I'm getting from Lady Parfait, it isn't enough.
I walk into the room and glance at the list. I look over at the total for the medicine, then at the coins on the table that I hadn't noticed before. Did Rumble use all his money for the stranger? What will happen if you do not get this medicine? Without this, the infection would spread and he could. He goes silent as the man starts coughing again. I can read the answer in his eyes, even if he won't say it. The man could be in terrible danger. He could even die. Rumple looks defeated. He does not look like himself at all. I glance at the coins again, then at the list. Without a second thought, I grab both the list and the coins.
Princess, what are you?
I'll be back. I leave the room, even with Anise and Rumple protesting behind me. I make my way to my room, where I pick up the bag of coins that the king gave me when I went to the palace on the day I was cursed. Then I head to the door. I immediately head for the medicine store that we always frequent. I count out the coins that I need to buy the medicine. This will take all of my money, but it wasn't as if I was going to refuse it for something else. It's not as if I was going to use it for something else. I rush back to the marchand with the medicine in a little bag, hoping that this is the one that Rumble needs. It is dark by the time I get back to the marchand. I make my way to Rumple's room again and notice that he is sitting on a stool beside the patient's bed, looking at him forlornly. When I enter the room, his eyes go wide. He seems even more surprised when I hand him the bag.
Princess, is this...
He opens the bag and has a little vial rolling onto his hand.
How did you buy this?
I combined your total with the money I had left. Rumple just stares at me, clearly flabbergasted. Then his expression morphs into something softer, something more relieved. He steps forward and suddenly his arms are around me. He grips me tightly, and then I hear his voice in my ear.
Thank you so much, Princess Lucette.
My heartbeat picks up slightly. It's so loud I think Rumple might hear it. But when he pulls away, he does not say anything.
I'll have to thank you for this later, Princess. But for now, you should leave. I don't want you to get sick.
I am too dazed to disagree. I nod my head quietly before moving stiffly towards the door. A free close-up! Yeah! I glance back at Rumple one last time, noticing that he's checking the man's temperature. The moment I leave the room, a flash of light emanates from my chest. I absently touch a glass slipper at my neck and then pause as I stare down at it. I feel a soft gasp leave my lips when I notice the fragment of a second slipper. I did it! I did a good deed! Wow! Rumple takes every opportunity. Yeah, he does. He does. I got my first good deed. I bought medicine for Rumple, but I only added in a few more coins to buy it. So what I did today was considered a good deed? Yes! Jeez! Why is this so complicated for you? My goodness! I am confused, but at the same time I am pleased that I actually managed to get a good deed. Now I only need 2 more. Yay! The next day I go down to the tavern area to begin my work, but I am there a little early. Waltz is working on his puppets at the table, eyebrows furrowed in concentration. When I walk in, he looks up at me and smiles, then he raises his eyebrows. Princess, congratulations! You got your first good deed. I did. I knew you could do it. I nodded in response. His praise makes me feel oddly proud. I continue my usual work, keeping an eye out for Rumpel as I work my shift, but he never appears. A few days go by, and it is only after the man leaves, looking a lot healthier and stable than he was before, that I finally see Rumpel. He and the man speak at the front door to the tavern.
No, really, sir, I couldn't take anything from you. Nonsense, you saved my life. I need to pay you back somehow.
The man is holding money out to Rumpel, but Rumpel just shakes his head. I notice that there are dark circles under his eyes, and that he looks tired.
I didn't help you for the money. But I insist. That money could be spent on better things, like your family. You may not take my money, but I promise I will pay you back. Your health is all the reward I need, I promise. I can't thank you enough.
After the man leaves, I approach Rumpel, looks to me and leans against the door. His smile, still tired, but bright.
Ah, princess, come to heal my weary body, perhaps? I would so love another hug.
My sprite is blushing here! Look at her! Lisette is all pink like her hair! Great! My face becomes hot at the memory of Rumpel's hug from the other day. Why is Lisette blushing? Because she remembers the hug. She remembers. They were so close. So close. I mean, I know what it feels like not to have been very intimate before. When someone holds my hand, for whatever reason, I get all fluttery inside. Like that time I was constantly getting split up from my friends at a convention because it was so crowded, and one of my friends just grabbed my hand so I would stop getting lost. Jeez, that's just my friend. Nothing was happening. I was so like, oh my goodness, someone is holding my hand. And there was this time in high school where we were doing like some sort of game during drama class, okay? The game was about trusting people. So there was one person who was blindfolded and one person who was guiding through some sort of, I don't know, parkour. Not really that. You get the idea. Like there was some sort of trajectory we had to go through and bring the person through with, obstacles and stuff. So we're in teams of two with one person guiding someone and the other person being guided. There was this guy whose teammate just kind of ditched him for some reason as some sort of prank. I don't know. He was like, "Help, help, please someone hold my hand or something. I'm lost." So I just took his hand. I couldn't leave him there. Her underage hand holding. We were both in high school. I took his hand. I didn't want to startle him, so I just put my hand in his gently, and he just said he was trying to recognize who it was. Was like, "Oh, that's a lady's hand." It was like because I have a very small hand because I'm tiny, right? And I guess the way I took his hand was so dainty, or something like that. It was like, "Whoa, who is this?" I just told him like, "It's Will." Like, "Oh," and then I guided him so he wouldn't be lost anymore. It felt very weird. I'm sure he forgot about that. I still think about this. It's one of the most romantic things that happened in my entire life. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience.
Ah, the natural rouge of your cheeks is so sweet, princess. It makes me feel infinitely better. And your necklace seems different?
I reach up to touch my pendant. Every time I get a good deed, a piece gets added to my necklace.
Oh, right! You helped with the medicine the other day. Of course, that was a good deed, princess. It was very selfless of you. Thank you again for that.
That man tried to thank you too, but you refused his money. Why? And why did you spend your money on him?
Because life is invaluable, princess. No amount of money could ever be more important than a person's life.
Even if it is someone you do not know?
Yes, because everyone has a life, princess. They have loved ones, families, sweethearts. And if I can help them, I will. And I will gladly spend any amount of money to do so.
Okay, fine, but why did you not accept any money from that man?
Because no amount of money.
You needed that money. How are you going to buy more medicines without any money? Rumpel's eyes widened. He was clearly not expecting me to ask that question.
But he said before he didn't have much money, and it was true. I can't take money from him when he doesn't have much of it to begin with.
Oh no, I just lose my sight. I'm going to need help. Can you hold my hand for the rest of the street? Silly. Okay, I will. That's so ridiculous. He was thanking you with money. You should have accepted it. Parfait pays you, does she not? Rumpel's shoulders sag when he sighs.
Yes, even though I won't accept the money from her face to face, she has to sneak it into my wallet.
If she does that, why not just accept it from her?
I'm trying to make a statement, princess.
And Parfait does not seem to care because she sneaks the money into your wallet regardless.
You have a point there.
You're stubborn.
We both are.
Ugh.
Now I have a question. Why did you use your money on that man? You knew nothing about him. Did you do it for him? For yourself? Or for me, perhaps?
Ugh. Rumble grins at me mischievously. Even with the tired eyes, I can still see the bright cheer in them.
Hit the nail right on the head again! Are you becoming easier to read, my sweet princess, or am I just super good at this? Well, no matter why you did it, thank you. That medicine was necessary to help that man.
I still think you should have accepted the money from him. You helped him, and did him a service no one else would. You should have accepted his gratitude.
Princess, I told you.
I cross my arms and frown at him. You're so stubborn. Rumble's smile falters, and he just looks at me sadly, almost guiltily. For some reason, the sight of him in such a state makes my heart sink. Wipe off that frown. You look better with a smile. Rumple stares at me, shocked. Why is he staring at me like that?
You like my smile?
Jeez. Kai. Quit that. What? I did not say I...
You like my smile! And you complimented it too. Princess, you have no idea how much this means to me.
Rumple throws his hands in the air. I resist the urge to roll my eyes at the exaggerated reaction. You get compliments all the time from women.
Yes, but none as honest as yours. That compliment is valuable because I know you absolutely meant it. So I will keep those words close to my heart because they are precious to me.
It wasn't anything like the spectacular compliments he gives, yet he still looks so happy. You two seem to be getting along. Parfait appears behind us with a smile on her face. Sorry to interrupt, but Lisette, Carmen is slowly drowning in table work. Would you help him? Yes, of course. Rumple looks disappointed as I am sent back to the bar, where Karma expresses immediate relief that I am back. Rumple retires to his room early that day, and he is given the day off. Both Delora and Parfait can see the tiredness on his face, just like I can. He does not reappear for the rest of the day. At the end of my shift, I retire to my room. When I get downstairs the next morning, I am met with a familiar sight. Oh no. Both Karma and Rumple stand on opposite sides of the table, their voices rising in argument. They are fighting again. I happen to catch their words as I walk quietly down the stairs. Who are you to criticize my work ethic when you were gone for several days, leaving me with your workload?
It wasn't like I wanted to. And who are you to criticize how I work?
All of the ladies I spoke to said that you showered them with compliments. What kind of professional behavior is that?
I'm having a hard time believing you're professional with the way that you flaunt yourself.
At least I don't flirt with people to attract their attention. And you flirt with them and don't even realize the effect it has on other people.
Flattery is not a crime.
Just yesterday, the princess came to see you in your room, all because you gave her the impression that you liked her.
Were you actually spying on her? And you call me uncouth?
Karma hit where it hurts, it did.
No, I overheard her say it. And you're wrong. I never say anything that isn't truthful.
Ah, well, then the truth of the matter is that you must be in love with many women. Because they all seem to think that you'll get down on one knee and propose to them.
You say some sly things, Miss Karma. And yet you're the biggest liar of us all.
At least I don't lie to my partner. Uh-oh. Well, now that I've started being nicer, maybe I should keep going that route. Rumple tells me that he never lies. Tells me that he wants me to trust him. Though I still find it hard to believe, I do want to trust him. I walk down the rest of the stairs and stop at Rumple's side. Both men look equally surprised to see me there. Rumple has never lied to me yet. Karma looks up and stares at me for a few moments, looking startled by my sudden appearance. Then he sighs.
Princess, a man that flatters everyone doesn't flatter anyone.
At least he's not so conceited he flatters himself constantly. Oh no, that's mean.
Such a sharp tongue you have, princess.
And you are very quick to jump to assumptions. You two are at it again? Rian stops at the table and frowns at them. Both men glance away from her cold gaze. Karma murmurs something before excusing himself. Rumple looks down at the table, his eyebrows knit together with frustration. What is wrong with you two? Why can't you just be civil with each other?
Hurian, you're never here to see how these fights starts. Karma is every bit a beast, attacking me for no good reason at all. But with your keen eye, you should be able to discern that, right?
Flattery won't work on me, Rumple. And second, I doubt these fights start without any bit of prompting from you.
I swear I don't start anything. Karma is just always irritable. He's like a woman during that one.
Don't say that! Ugh. Hernian walks away stiffly, leaving me with Rumple. I look at him, a little irritated by his earlier comment. He gives me a sheepish smile. You idiot!
Thank you, princess.
For what?
For defending me, I swear I meant what I said. I would never lie to you. I mean, every one of my compliments, every one of my thank yous. You must know that since you came to defend me.
Rumpel, sometimes you continue talking when nothing needs to be said. Guys, I'm warning y'all, don't eat cookies and drink water right after. What happened?
But I am just expressing the depths of my gratitude.
It is not necessary. It was such a small thing to do. Princess, can you give me some help with inventory? I am coming. As I turn away, Rumpel waves.
I'll see you later, princess. Who knows? You might get your second good deed.
I resist the urge to roll my eyes. It feels like it will be a while yet before I can achieve my next good deed. My stomach did not agree with my actions, so beware. Oh no! Strings of fate. Huh. But I always do that. I prefer milk after cookies. I'm going to save here. Right? New chapter. We've been streaming for like 2 hours and a half. So I think that's good for today, right? I have to go to the bathroom. Sorry, too much detail, but like it's been a hot minute since I went, and yeah, I have to go. So, um, so thank you, Ian. Thank you, Squid Pie. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Metalian. Thank you, Slayer. Thank you, Bandifley. Thank you, John Lutske. I'm not sure I pronounced it properly. I'm sorry. Thank you, Skybread. And thank you to anyone else who might have watched this or might watch this later. I had a lot of fun because this game is great. So I hope you had fun too. And yes, F for Squid Pie. You're welcome. Thank you. I hope I get to see you again in another